Hey guys, today I want to talk about something deeply personal but universally needed: how to reclaim strength in your arm after a stroke. Imagine waking up the sun peeking through your window and your hand lying beside you like it doesn't belong to your body. It's not pain exactly, it's the absence of presence, a strange silence where there used to be motion, and this right here is where your morning becomes your moment. So before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And I'd love to know what's your city and local time right now. Just drop it in the comments. The first thing you do in the morning might feel like the last thing you want to do: move that arm. But trust me, it matters. You don't need anything fancy. Even brushing your fingers against the bedsheet or attempting a fist begins a message to your brain: I'm still here. Morning mobility isn't about dramatic gains, it's about signals. Neural pathways that have fallen silent begin to flicker. Your arm wants to respond, but it needs an invitation. Try raising it with the help of your good arm. Feel the stretch across your shoulder and hold it for 5 slow breaths. That breath connects your intention to your biology. You might not realize it, but your nervous system is most receptive early in the day. It's like the engine hasn't picked up full speed yet, so new commands like lift, stretch, hold are more likely to stick. A quirky fact. Some rehab therapists suggest singing while you move. Rhythm can improve coordination. It's not just silly, it's science. So tomorrow morning, as the world begins to stir, so can you. Your first win of the day isn't the coffee, it's the courage to move, no matter how small. Midday rolls in and the fatigue can start to settle. It's a strange kind of tired, not just physical, but emotional too. You've done your morning movements, maybe even had breakfast with your stronger hand, but now your affected arm feels like it's fading from your awareness again. That's exactly why midday is the perfect checkpoint to re-engage. You're not restarting, you're continuing the conversation between your brain and your limb. This part of the day is perfect for repetitive movement training. You don't need a gym or even a physical therapist next to you. Just a table, a towel, and 5 minutes of focus. Place your arm on the towel and use your stronger arm to slowly slide it across the surface, left to right, forward and back. It's not just motion, it's data. You're feeding your brain new input about where your arm is in space. Here's a mainstream fact: this kind of activity is called proprioceptive training, and it helps your brain locate your limb without needing your eyes to verify its position. It's how athletes move instinctively and how you can retrain your nervous system after a stroke. Now for a surprising tip: pair this activity with scent. Research shows that smell is a powerful brain stimulant. Light a citrus candle or put a few drops of lavender oil on the towel. As odd as it sounds, pairing sensory cues with movement can create stronger neural connections. Your brain learns in patterns, not pieces. And here's the truth: your arm isn't useless, it's just waiting for repeated, deliberate instruction. The challenge is consistency, not complexity. You don't have to do it perfectly, you just have to do it again. So as the clock ticks through your day, make this movement a ritual. A pause that isn't passive. A break that builds. Because each midday push is a brick in the wall you're rebuilding, steady, stubborn, and entirely yours. Afternoon arrives, and with it a familiar temptation to rest, to disengage, to let the day drift. But this is where your recovery sharpens. Because when your energy dips, your discipline begins to matter more than motivation. This is where you teach your arm a new trick: active reach. Active reach isn't about lifting weights or stretching to extremes. It's about controlled, purposeful extension. Sit in a chair, place 3 objects in front of you: a spoon, a sock, a small bottle. All light, all safe. Your job: reach for each one, gently grasp it, move it to another spot. Then return to resting position and do it again. One at a time, slowly, thoughtfully, repeatedly. Here's a grounded medical truth. This movement mimics what therapists call task-specific training. You're not just waving your arm around, you're simulating daily life tasks your brain understands, like eating dressing or brushing your hair. This kind of movement has a much higher retention rate for stroke recovery than abstract exercises. And now, something lesser known, your unaffected arm can actually assist the process, not just physically, but neurologically. It's called bilateral training. When you mimic the movement with both arms at once, even if one's just pretending, it can activate mirror neurons that encourage your damaged pathways to fire again. So imagine this: both arms moving slowly together, reaching and returning like windshield wipers over your recovery windshield. They're not just clearing the path, they're showing your brain what normal feels like. The key isn't speed, it's clarity. You teach your brain what you want your body to do by showing it again and again and again. And when frustration creeps in, remind yourself this isn't failure, it's feedback. Each missed grip, each tremble is part of the rewiring. It's your brain relearning you. And when you do grasp that bottle even once, feel that surge of electricity. That's not the muscle. That's pride disguised as motion. Now it's early evening. You've moved, stretched, reached, and rested. But there's one more thing you have to do, because true recovery is more than strength. It's confidence, it's trust. It's using your arm not just in isolation, but in real life. And that starts with supported carry. You go to the kitchen. There's a small towel folded neatly on the counter. You place your weaker hand underneath it and your stronger hand on top, sandwiching the towel. Together they lift. You walk 10 feet across the room and set it down on the other side. Simple, yes, but don't underestimate the signal it sends to your nervous system. You're telling your brain this hand still matters. Here's the clinical angle: studies show that constrained use therapy, where the stronger side is restricted to force use of the weaker side, can accelerate arm recovery in stroke patients. But you don't have to go that far. This kind of supported carry is a more accessible cousin. It's safe, it's subtle, and most importantly, it builds trust between your brain and your body. But here's a lesser-known trick: narrate it. That's right, say it out loud. I'm picking up the towel now. I'm walking across the room. I'm putting it down. Sounds silly, but science backs it up. Motor-verbal coupling can improve motor function by reinforcing intention with language. You're literally coaching your own rewiring. As you walk, your body adjusts for balance, your eyes track position, your arm participates. This is real movement, functional movement, the kind your brain remembers, the kind it craves. You place the towel down, slowly, with intention. You smile because that wasn't just a towel. That was a milestone. Later, when someone asks, "How's your arm doing these days?" you can look them in the eye and say, "It's learning," and that's enough. Because progress isn't measured in miles. It's measured in moments like this: quiet, deliberate, determined. Now it's nighttime. The house has gone quiet. Dishes are done, lights are dimmed, and your body is winding down. But before bed, there's one last ritual: gentle, open and close training. It's the simplest motion in the world, unless you've had a stroke. You sit comfortably supported on all sides. You rest your weaker hand on a pillow. No weights, no tools, just your hand. You breathe in, then try. You will your fingers to open just a little, and if they tremble, that's okay. If they barely move, that's okay too. Because effort is fuel. Even a fraction of motion activates dormant pathways. Here's the important part: repetition, not perfection. 30 slow open-close cycles, one set, then rest. And while you do it, visualize something. Imagine you're picking petals off a flower, or opening a tiny book page by page. Visualization isn't woo-woo, it's a proven neuroplasticity tool. Athletes do it before races. Musicians do it before concerts. And stroke survivors, they do it to wake up a sleeping limb. You whisper encouragement to yourself. Open, now close. Open, now close. And with each cycle, you begin to feel not just muscle, but presence, ownership. You remember that this hand is yours, still yours, always yours. Then you softly stretch your fingers out across a warm washcloth. No pressure, just contact. You feel the texture. You press ever so gently. And your brain logs the feedback: temperature, shape, weight. You're giving it input, and input is how healing begins. Now, as you tuck into bed, The day's work is done. Your arm isn't perfect, but it participated. It moved. It mattered. That's the story tonight, and tomorrow you'll do it again. Because recovery isn't a mountain you climb. Once it's a path you walk daily. And with every step you're telling your brain, this body is coming back. Now breathe in. Let the light fade. You did well today. Let's slow things down now. You're lying in bed, and the quiet hum of your surroundings wraps around you like a blanket. The muscles in your hand relax just a bit more than they did yesterday. The stiffness isn't gone, but it no longer feels foreign. It feels familiar, like something you're learning to live with rather than fear. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be present. Recovery lives in the small things, a whisper of movement, a pause for rest, a smile at your own persistence. And if the progress is slow, remember this: your body is listening. It's always listening. With every signal you send, with every breath you take, you're rebuilding the connection between thought and action. So, let go of the day's tension. Sink into your breath. Picture the towel, the cup, the tiny flower in your palm. These aren't just exercises, they're bridges. Between now and what's possible. Between fear and trust. Between your past and your future. Rest easy now. You've earned this moment of peace. And tomorrow, we begin again. Thank you for listening. Hope this video is useful for you.